writes, "My sin has become for me my most precious task. I would never leave it to anybody else in order to appear a saint in my own eyes, always knowing what is good for others." To reject sin is to reject our brother, our shadow, the imperfect being within who follows us and acts out the very things we are too cowardly or too decent to do. To deny him is to deny ourselves, and this brings inner conflict and unrest. When a person complains that he's always on bad terms with the people whom he loves, and that there are terrible scenes and resistances between them, you will see that he's almost possessed by anger. He has substituted his self-identity with the other person. Naturally, there will be resistances because you cannot live for the other person. It is not only a violation of the principle of individuality for that person, but it is also a sin against your own individuality. These conflicts are important instincts. You have resistances and disappointments so that you may become finally conscious of yourself. If a person understands this, he will agree and not worry. He knows when he loves that soon he will hate. Therefore he will laugh when he's going uphill and weep when he's going downhill. He will realize the paradox of life, that he cannot be perfect, and he cannot always be one with himself. It is our ideal to be one, but that is impossible and one-sided. The goal is not perfection, but wholeness. The sins you deny end up controlling you. Sin cannot be conquered by willpower alone. True repentance requires humility, but not many are willing to give up their pride or surrender to a higher power. Humility is not thinking less of yourself, but thinking of yourself less. When we cling to illusions of independence, believing we can save ourselves, or worse, justify our sinfulness, we end up in despair. When one attempts to overcome sin through sheer willpower, it does not lead to freedom, but to the rise of pride, an inflation of the ego that inevitably causes a fall. And with every sin conquered by willpower, 7 spirits of self-righteousness enter to take its place. When an impure spirit comes out of a person, it goes through arid places seeking rest and does not find it. Then it says, "I will return to the house I left." When it arrives, it finds the house unoccupied, swept clean and put in order. Then it goes and takes with it 7 other spirits more wicked than itself, and they go in and live there. And the final condition of that person is worse than the first. The return of even worse spirits shows that when we make positive changes outwardly without any inner transformation, we leave ourselves vulnerable to greater troubles, having built no strong foundation within. We need to be on guard, to stay alert, to keep watch. Staying spiritually awake means actively guarding the soul through good thoughts, good words, and good deeds, while remaining aware of our weaknesses and the dangers that may creep back in. Without this vigilance, the soul becomes like an empty house, clean but unguarded and easy to invade. We must be like the wise man who built his house on the rock. When the rain came, the stream rose, and the winds blew and beat against the house. It did not fall because its foundation was on the rock. When we hit rock bottom, there's only one way to go, up. The endurance of darkness is the preparation for great light. This is the stage of purification, known to the alchemists as albedo, or whitening, the second stage within the great work. It is the washing away of impurities that weigh down the soul and bind it in darkness. This liberation is symbolized by the white dove.